Everybody, welcome to your Pilates workout. This session is all going to be focused on functional glute activation and deep core activation. So remember, if anything isn't feeling right, leave it out. Listen to the modifications that I'm going to give you, and just know with the 22 plus years of teaching experience of teaching Pilates, you're in safe hands, and I really want you to make sure that you are tuning in and listening to your body and making the adjustments that I will offer to you if you need them. So let's begin. We're going to start on hands and knees. This class is going to be about 45 minutes long. So just carve that time out for yourself. And when you come down onto your mat, I just want you to take a pause moment. Feel your breath expand into the back and the sides of your ribs. And just begin to get the sense that on your exhale, your lower abdominals could just start to pull up and in toward your spine. So we expand the ribs in the back as you inhale. And exhale, lower tummy muscles just gently begin to pull in and up toward the spine. On your next out breath, let's round up through the back. And as you round up, let your tail drop, let your head hang, and feel the back of your upper arms, your triceps pressing down toward the tops of your thighs. And then lengthen all the way back out to a flat back. And then follow through now by sending your chest bone forward, pull the mat apart, and really kick your tailbone up high. So you want to kind of come into that banana shape of your spine. And then again, two more like this. Exhale, round. Scoop the belly. Let the head hang and drop. And then as you inhale, pull the mat apart. Shine your chest bone forward. And get a sense that your collarbones were smiling forward to the wall in front of you. Last one. So initiate by scooping the tummy, and then feel your back bones opening through the back there, compressing through the front, opening through the back. And then we reverse that. We compress through the back by opening through the front body. Pull the mat apart. And then gently come back into flat back. From here, I want you just to start creating a circular shape. And by circular shape, I mean you're kind of stirring around through your hip sockets and through the wrists and the shoulders, going in one direction here. And then reverse it. So just trying to create a little bit of mobility and range through the wrists, through the shoulders, through the hips. Feeling the mat beneath you. Actually feeling the surface that you're going to be working upon. And then just come and rest and center. Now, from this shape, I want to begin with a little bit of that functional movement I suggested at the start. When you extend your leg back, I want you to focus on keeping your lower abdominals gently drawn in. Anchor down for your support leg in your two hands. And now from there, start to take your leg up. Now, as you take your leg up, often it's easy to sink through your lower back. So I want you to think of funneling through your ribs, funnel your ribs towards your hip, and then keep your lower tummy active. And then come in and then swap sides. So take the leg back, find your 3 anchor points, push the floor away with those anchor points. And then as you take that straight leg up, keep your lower tummy muscles active. So we want to be able to work into the glute. The only way we can work into the glute is to be able to keep a stable pelvis without sinking into the lower back. Let's go one more to each side, just a leg extension. 3 anchor points are pushing the floor away, tummy's active. See if you can lift the leg a little higher without bending at the knee. Push into the heel, bring it in. Opposite side. So the tummy's active. I'm almost tucking my tailbone under in this shape, really pushing into the heel, lifting that leg up and bring it in. From here, we're going to reach the opposite arm forward with the leg extending back. Now hold in that shape and just begin to pulse up. If that's too much for the shoulder, you can keep the arms still. And I want you to think of leading with the inner border of your heel and your inner thigh as you squeeze the leg up. Again, lower tummy muscles are on. I'm not sinking with the movement of the leg. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Swap sides. So again, 3 anchor points, push the floor away, leg extends, arm reaches forward. So you're either doing this with a pulse of the arm or the arm stays down. And as you pulse the leg up, the opposite hip, I want you to think of lengthening to the back wall. So we're not twisting through the pelvis. We're aiming with the inner border of the heel as we move. Just have a little look down, make sure the leg is in line with the hip. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Round up through your spine, come into a fingertip touch. Walk your fingertips back toward your knees and then restack your spine. Vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Now, in this kneeling position, finding a neutral pelvis can be tricky if you're tight through the front of your hips, but ultimately we're zipping the pubic bone up toward the belly button. The tailbone will drop. Your glutes will be active here. Hold that shape, extend the arms forward. I'm going to press into the tops of my feet here, and then from this shape I'm slowly going to start to fold into my knee joints essentially. So I keep the same shape of my spine. I fold back and then I come forward. Now, if I were to do this wrong, I might do this, where my back starts to change shape and I lose complete control through my front. My thought process here is funneling my ribs down toward my hips as I fold and come back up. So inhale to come back and exhale forward. Lengthen through those fingertips. Keep the collarbones wide. So I'd expect you to feel this through the back body, through the quads, through the tummy muscles. And now from here, we're going to add a little. So we stay in this upright shape, maintain the pelvis neutral. And what I mean by that, if you're to have spotlights on the front of your hip bones, right? Those spotlights we want to avoid shining down. Keep them shining directly in front of you. We'll keep that. The arms are going to travel up on your exhale and then come forward on your inhale. So exhale, the arms travel up, the ribs funnel down. 2 more like that. So only go as far as you can go without your shoulders coming right up into your ears. So see if you could send your armpits downward as you create that movement. Now pause here, we combine the two. We fold back, hold that shape, connect through the belly. On your exhale, reach the arms overhead, bring them forward, bring the body forward. Again, so we fold back, hold here, tails tucked, ribs are funneling down. Let's do 4 more. Fold, arms reach, inhale and back up. So on this shape here, I exhale the arms overhead, reach the arms forward and back up. I'm really pressing the floor away with the tops of my feet as I do it. And just play around with your range. It might just be a small range that you go into and back up. Beautiful. Let's come out of that shape. Come into a seated position to the front edge of your mat. So much like the cat stretch you were doing at the front of the, at the start of the class, I want you to replicate that here, but it's going to be utilizing your abdominals a little more. So sitting those sit bones wide, getting the fleshy part of the glutes out of the way. Reach the arms forward, and as you exhale, grow a little taller. Send the armpits down, release through the jaw, the face, the neck, the tops of the shoulders. Keep that softness, but now as you exhale, we're rolling the hip bones back. We're hollowing out through your middle, creating that C-curve shape through the spine, and then curl forward and restack. Again, so we roll back, hollow the belly, breathe into the back and the sides of the ribs, and then exhale, curl forward and back up to tall. 4 more like that. If that feels too much, you can take the hands behind the thighs just for a little bit of added support. We'll do 2 more. Opening through the back of the body, connecting to the front. This time we're going to roll all the way down, so just make sure you've got enough room on your mat. So we start from that lifted position and we round the spine and we articulate down, vertebrae after vertebrae. Once you come down, I want you to interlace your fingers back behind your head. Bend at the knees. And from here, we're going to find neutral pelvis. Neutral pelvis is where your 2 hip bones and your pubic bone are essentially on the same plane. Your lower back isn't compressed into the floor. So there's like enough space for, say, a blueberry to be resting underneath there, right? So you're not squashing that blueberry, hips are level. Look down, make sure the feet and knees are in line with the hips. And on your exhale from here, I want you to think of funneling your ribs down towards your hips and then lower back down. My cat always comes anytime I'm working out. I think she's going to be like taking over the show soon. So all I'm doing is I'm sliding my ribs down toward my hips. I haven't flattened my back. I'm not doming or pushing my tummy muscles out. So that part, you guys, for me is really important. I'll often see people doing crunches or sit-ups, and there's like this big doming of the abdominal wall, especially the rectus abdominis. What happens when that happens is we end up putting pressure down on the pelvic floor muscles. So when you come up, when you slide your ribs down, you curl forward, think of lifting your pelvic floor and dropping your lower abdominals down in toward your lower back. So continue with this version if this next version is too intense. So we're going to curl forward, just come up halfway. Inhale, reach behind your thighs. Exhale, pull yourself up a little more here. Feel free in your pelvis. You haven't locked out through the pelvis. The arms come up toward the ceiling. They go back behind your head. You haven't lowered down yet. And then you lower down. So we curl up halfway. Inhale, reach behind your thighs. Exhale, pull yourself up a little higher. Pause there. Inhale, arms to ceiling. Back behind the head. Keep the tummy hollow. And then lower all the way down. Let's do 4 more. Otherwise, remember, you're doing that first version we did without the added arms. Arms come up on the inhale and back behind the head, and exhale to lower. Curl forward, just halfway. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull up a little higher. Stay lifted as the arms come up and back behind the head, and then lower back down. Last 2. Notice I'm never pulling on my head. It's the action of my ribs and my sternum sliding downward that brings me up. Brilliant. And then bring it down. Rest here. Okay, I say rest, but I mean get ready for your next transition. Okay, so from this shape, we are going to imprint the spine. Let your lower back flat by rocking your hip bones back. Keep the belly gently drawn in. and then just float one leg up into tabletop at a time. Let's keep the legs hip width distance apart. The first version that we're going to work on is keeping your entire back flat via the ribs funneling down, tummy scooping, and lowering one heel down to the bottom edge of the mat and bringing it back up. Often what I'll see is this, where the back starts to arch and come off the floor as the leg lowers. So your goal is to keep your entire spine flat as the leg lowers down. And it might just mean that your leg goes part way. It doesn't necessarily have to touch the floor. Just go to where you can keep your lower back completely, or your entire back completely connected into the mat. Okay, so once you've mastered that, once you can feel that your back is staying completely flat on the floor, interlace the fingers behind the head, curl forward and up, and now just take it into a single leg stretch where you extend one leg out and pull the opposite leg in. Exhale, exhale. So as I move through the legs, I'm trying to keep my pelvis absolutely still. My lower tummy muscles, I'm trying to keep pulled in as I talk and instruct without my voice shaking too much. So intense through here, you guys. Keep sliding the ribs down. Last two to each side. Come up a little higher. And then hug those knees in. Go for a little roll from side to side. Okay, so similar thing, but we challenge the lever by gluing the legs together. So you're either going to be here with the legs glued together, keeping the knees bent as they lower down and away from you. Again, maintaining your back completely flat against the floor. Or we're going to come forward into a chest curl shape. From there, I'm going to reach forward through my arms, reach through the fingertips. Exhale, extend the arms. Inhale, come back in. So the legs and the arms will reach in opposite directions. Now, if I take my legs too low, it's a lot more challenging to keep my lower back connected to the floor and my lower tummy muscles pulled in. Let's do 4 more. Last 2. A flexed foot or a pointed foot, absolutely fine. And then bring it in. Now hug your knees in. I want you to keep your head off the floor. Just come into a little rocking action where you can articulate through the back. So see what amount of range you may or may not have without judgment. And from here all the way up into a seated position. Bring the soles of the feet together, more into like a diamond shape as opposed to pulling the heels in too close. And then just take a moment here where you're going to be pulling the shin bones or the knees towards you and let the upper back begin to extend and open, kind of like you're imagining you hit a Swiss ball across your upper back. So we're opening through the chest, finding that extension into the thoracic spine. Drop your shoulders, keep your breath flowing. And now from there, begin to fold forward from the hips. Walk the fingertips forward. And you may want to stay up in this shape or just let the head hang. So allowing the spine to open through the back. Let the shoulders drop, let the head be heavy. And take 3 full breaths here. Just a little reset moment before we carry on. Reaching a little further through the crown of the head as you fold forward. And then use that exhale to come all the way back up. Okay, so we're going to come into this shape, and my heels aren't too close to my buttocks. They're a ways away, maybe 90-degree-ish bend at the knees. The fingertips I have facing forward, but just go to where feels okay for your shoulders. Fingertips facing forward, side, back, whatever works. Now, press the floor away here. Find a stretch, find an opening into the sternum space, into the chest. Looking up. Now, if that all feels okay, we press into the heels and we lift up through the hips. Now, when I've come to this shape, I really want to find that elevation through the hips, looking down toward the knees, watching they're not veering out. And then I'm lowering the buttocks back down. So just do 2 more like that. So we lift out of the shoulders, press the floor away, drive into the heels, activate through the back body, coming up, looking down toward those knees. Let the tummy drop here. Don't let it dome. Really squeeze the hips up high. And then lower down. Give the wrists a roll through if you need. Last one. Press the floor away first. Set the shoulders. And then we're lifting up. Lift, lift, lift. Drop the belly down toward the spine. Rotate the thigh bones inward slightly. And then bring it down. Now, from here, we're going to shimmy over onto our side and prop yourself up onto your elbow. I like to have my elbow, my hips, and my heels all in the same line or thereabouts. And you can use the bottom or the back edge of your mat for that. Kind of use it as a bit of a grid line to follow. I'm pressing the floor away with the elbow, lengthening through my hips. The movement, this is your clam. The movement is this, where you're rotating your thigh bone back into your hip socket. Now, if you had a wall behind you, which tenderly I do, line everything up. And as you rotate the thigh bone back, watch that you're not placing any more pressure into the wall. I want to avoid rocking the pelvis back. So this is bringing it into more of that activation through the glutes, through the external rotators of the hips. And with your sternum position, often I'll see this. People begin to rotate to the floor. I think they try and move away from the pain. Keep your sternum rotated toward the ceiling. And the movement does not start from your knee, it starts from here. Imagine you've got a pulley system pulling your thigh bone back and in toward the hip. And now from there, hold the knee up, separate the feet. You're going to internally rotate now, tapping the knee, and then tap the heel. Tap the knee, and then tap the heel. Now don't forget to push the floor away with your support elbow. The underneath foot I've turned out, I've tucked the toes, and I'm aiming my heel upward. Keep your breath flowing. If you get uncomfortable through your neck, you can be here, supporting the head. Just do whatever feels good for you. And then I'm going to hold this turnout shape. Hold there. Look at the line of your femur bone or your thigh and just kick out from there and bring the leg back in. Kick out, we're doing 10. So again, watching that you haven't increased any pressure back into the wall. I'm not great at counting actually. I think we'll do 4 more. I feel like that's about right. Lift out of the waist. And now kick the leg long, hold there, little circles. Now with the circles, I want you to take the leg back, back, back. Now it's in line with the hip. You can relax the underneath foot. Long leg, keep lifting out of the elbow, reverse the circle. It's not going to fall off. It'll just get stronger. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knee in. Press the floor away. Now that top leg, we're going to cross over if that's available. If that's too much, just have it the leg that's in front of a cross-legged position. Otherwise, we're here with the leg over top, opening into the hip. Sometimes when you've just worked the muscle and you go straight into a stretch, it can feel quite intense. So just do a little wriggle and roll. If you're watching the recording, just pause for a second, readjust. Okay, I'm going to rotate my sternum around toward the top edge of my mat. From there, the hand goes behind. This arm is now going to hook into the knee, and I'm rotating, finding stretch, finding my breath. And as I breathe, I'm growing a little taller. And I'm twisting. And then gently, gently do rotate. From there, we're folding forward. So just go to where feels okay once again. Let the head hang. And I'm aiming to have both of my sit bones equally weighted to the floor or thereabouts. Knowing that after this wee stretch moment, we're going to go to the other side. Keeping in mind that this class, this session is all about finding functional movement into the glutes, the hips, and the deep core, and then gently release. But we need that mobility at the same time. So coming and lying on the other side of the body. And propping up on the elbow. From behind, it would look like this. I'm drawing my shoulder blade down toward my hip. Often I'll see this, where we're sinking into that shoulder girdle. Activate through the lats, so we're supporting that whole area of the shoulder while in this shape. And if that's all too much, just lie down on your side and do the exact same thing. And off we go. So we're rotating thigh bone back into the back of the hip socket. And it's often the way we think about the movement initiation that makes all the difference. If you are just thinking of lifting and lowering your knee right now, you're not going to be getting as much out of the exercise than if you were to think of a pulley system attached to your femur, pulling your femur back into your hip. So it initiates from here, from the back of the hip. And remember, if you've got that wall behind you or your imaginary blackberry bush behind you, do not rock that top hip back and towards it. And really squeeze it up. So when you get to that top range, squeeze back just a little more. And now we take the knee up, hold, separate the feet, internally rotate. So we're rotating the knee down, heel goes up, and then reverse that. Notice what I've done with my underneath foot. I've turned it out, aiming my heels up, toes are tucked. And essentially my thigh bone is just doing this, rotating in and rotating out, rotating in and rotating out without my pelvic bones moving. That is the idea. That is the challenge. And we just find the range that's available to us. And now we hold that turn out. Keep that strong turn out. Look at the line of your femur bone and now kick out from there and bring it in. Kick out and bring it in. So you can point through the toes or you can flex and take note of what gives you the best activation out of those two. You may notice, you may not. Keep lifting out of that support elbow. Waist is lifted. Sternum is rotated forward, not down toward the floor. And now kick the leg out, hold, bring it back in line with the hip, point through the toes, and now we circle. And I like to focus on the up and the back portion of the circle. The underneath leg can relax. And if this is too kind of grabby or pinchy in your hip, just lie all the way down. Reverse the circle. Nearly there. Lift up and back. Think circular, not hexagonal, which can get a little tricky. Come the end of the reps. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Give the butt a little rub if you need to. And then we're coming into either that cross leg shape with that top leg either in front or crossed all the way over, like so. And that feels super intense on my left side. So my left glute's a little more active. I'm just going to give it a little moment before I go into that full stretch. When we are here, try to anchor into both sit bones as much as possible. Lift up a little bit taller. And from this shape, I'm going to rotate my sternum around to the bottom edge of my mat. My hand comes behind, and then this elbow will just hook onto the inner border of the knee, and we're rotating around. If I'm here in that cross-legged shape, same thing, little rotation. Just a slightly different positioning of the arms, but still just giving those internal organs a beautiful deep massage through this deep twist, feeling your breath move evenly and effortlessly in through the nose and out through the mouth. Grow taller as you twist. And then gently, gently, gently de-rotate from this shape, just finding a forward fold, letting the head hang, just going to wherever works for you here. With these stretches, they could appear like a static stretch, but let it be dynamic through the use of your breath. So you breathe into the place that feels restriction. Like actually send your breath there. And then when you exhale, just melt a little deeper into it. Imagine and feel and visualize all of the tissues, the fibers beginning to release and soften and lengthen. And then gently, gently, gently coming all of the way back on up. All right, now I'm going to work a little more into the glutes, and I'm going to also be incorporating the core with that. So if we come into a high kneel position, first of all, we take one leg completely out to the side and we face those toes forward. The center of my foot and my standing knee are going to be in line with one another. My torso now, I want to bring over to the side where it lines up with the angle of my leg. So I hold that shape. My hand on my hip, my underneath hand is going to be light. My top arm will reach out. I'm going to take my top arm overhead and then press down, just doing 5. Top arm overhead, and I'm lengthening the crown of my head away from my foot. Last 2. Hand is light on the hip. And now from here, I'm going to find the floor with that underneath hand. Top arm, top leg, rotate toward the ceiling. And I'm going to simply side kick. So the foot sweeps forward and back. Now, if this is too much, Lie down completely onto your side. Now, when the leg goes back, watch that the pelvis doesn't move or shift. We're just doing 2 more. And last one. Now, find the floor, toes aim forward, use your abdominals to come up. Doing the same thing, but this time both arms are going overhead. So, anchor to the outer blade of the foot, lengthen the torso over, connect here. So think of zipping pubic bone up to belly button, ribs stay connected. Inhale, both arms come overhead, hands will touch, and exhale, press that leg down. Inhale overhead and exhale down. We do 6. And lengthen. The more you reach over with the crown of your head, the more activation you're going to feel through here, essentially. Find the floor, top arm up, top leg up, and now we're circling. And we're going to be here for a bit, just a bit. Keep rotating your hips forward, keep pressing the floor away, and keep your leg up in line with the hip. And now reverse the circle. Long reach, long, long, long. Feel the tip of the toes and the crown of your head really stretching away from one another. Lift the leg a little higher. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold here. Lengthen the arm. Pull elbow back, knee forward. Lengthen the arm, 6 of these. Pull the elbow back, knee forward. So I get my shin bone to line up with the front edge of my mat as I squeeze my elbow back. Last 2. Keep the leg high, don't let it drop. Last 1. Now find the floor with the leg. Rotate your sternum toward the ceiling, and now we're circling. Just a little stretch out moment. Opening through the front of the hip. Opening through the shoulders. And if that all feels too much on the neck, just holding that side bend. Feel the stretch. Breathe into it. Last 2 circles. Brilliant. Okay. From here, find the outer blade of the foot again. Come into a fingertip touch of the support hand. And now we're using obliques, deep core, to bring us all the way up and over. Turn the leg out again. Find a little side bend. Getting ready for the next side. All right. So we are here. Aiming the toes forward. Remember, the center of the foot lines up with that standing knee. And then my torso, I want to lengthen over where it stays in line with that standing leg. So if I'm up here, it's a lot easier as opposed to if I'm here. Hand is light. And we're just doing 5 of these. Arm goes overhead and then pressing down. Inhale, arm comes up and exhale down. Slightly tucking under through my tail, slightly pressing my hips forward. Last one. And then find the floor with the hand. You need to have the hand far enough forward so that by the time the leg comes up, your hand would be underneath the shoulder, okay? Top arm to ceiling or behind the head, whatever works for you. Sweep the leg forward and lengthen back. Inhale forward and exhale back. Just 5. Last 2. Keep rotating the hips forward. Don't let them rotate toward the floor. And now find the floor with the outer blade of the foot. Arm comes up, tummy draws in. Let's find those obliques as you come all the way up. So remember, next version is both arms coming up. Otherwise, go to that single arm version if that all feels too intense. All right, let's go. So arms up, touch, and then press the ear down. Tuck the tail underneath you. Touch. Ribs and hips stay connected. Keep lengthening right out through the crown of the head. Let's do 2 more. And last one. Find the floor. That's what happens when I do too many reps on one side. I forget where I'm going. We're coming to here. Top leg comes up. Again, sternum is rotated forward, arm can come to ceiling, and we're circling. Now, when you look down your body, when your leg circles, it's highly likely coming forward of your body. Keep it back in line with the hip and focus on the backward and upward. Reverse the circle. Keep breathing. Keep lengthening long through the fingertips, top fingertips. Tummy's on, pressing the floor away. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. Arm comes overhead. And then I pull elbow back, knee forward. And then exhale, extend. Pull forward with the knee and the shin. And then exhale, extend. Try to keep your knee, your foot, and your hip at the same height as the leg travels forward. And now with that turnout shape of the leg, press the hips forward and then find that stretch. Find the circling of the arms, or you might just prefer to find that side stretch and just hold there. But by pressing your hips forward, you're going to get the added bonus of opening into the hip flexors. Easy breaths in, full breaths out. Last couple of circles. Last full breaths into those ribs in this shape. And then remember, when we come out of this shape, which we'll come into here, we're going to be pressing down into the outer blade of the foot. Fingertip touch of that support hand. Tuck the tail under. Draw in through the belly, coming up. Turn the leg out here and come and find that counteracting stretch. Pressing out through the ribs. Drawing that navel back and in as you push the hip forward. Full breaths in and out. Lengthen into those fingertips. And from here, restack, restack, restack. I know my head will get lost in this shot, but this is our transition, you guys, into standing, coming into our inverted V or downward dog first of all. So hands are beneath the shoulders, knees are beneath the hips. We tuck through the toes. Now I want you to splay your fingers wide. Press down into the base knuckle of your index finger to activate into the forearms a little bit more activity and stability through the shoulders. And then keep that pressure into that area of the hand as you lift the hips and fold back. From here, find your inverted V shape. Pedal out through the legs if that feels good for you. Find a little shimmy or a little roll from side to side if that feels good. Otherwise, just letting the head completely drop as you send the tail high, folding the torso close toward the front of the legs. Keep pressing into that base knuckle of the index finger and breathe. And from this shape, gently begin to walk your hands back toward your feet. Hang ragdoll. That can be with either legs straight or legs bent, whatever feels okay for you in this shape here. Again, maybe a gentle sway from side to side. And then collapsing the hands toward the floor, keeping the tummy scooped. Soften the knees a little if they're not already. And begin to drip your sit bones down the backs of your thighs, the backs of your knees, down your calves to your heels as you zip your pubic bone up toward your belly button and restack vertebrae on top of vertebrae. Rolling those shoulders back and down. By the time you're up, you will stay standing. I'm going to come down. Well done, you guys. Well done. That was your Pilates class focusing on functional activation around your glutes and your hips, functional activation through your deep core, bringing in that mobility piece as well. And if you're wanting more of these types of classes, send me a direct message and I will connect you into my online community where I have a library of classes that you can choose from. And yeah, just keeping in mind that we need mobility with strength, strength with mobility. One without the other, we are no good. So if you enjoyed this, please leave a comment. I would really, really appreciate that. And I will keep bringing all of this goodness your way. Thank you guys and have the most amazing rest of your day. Mwah.